Morning, I am Day. DAA are my initials. I am in recovery from loss, grief, trauma, and addiction. In my years of active recovery, I have found that upon awakening, it is useful to affirm and devote myself to the me of my recovery, the one that ties all of the pieces together gently, lovingly, and sometimes even fiercely to face each day. With these daily affirmations, reflections, and devotions and meditations, walk with me on the recovery journey of hope, renewal, resilience, and self reflection. And remember that you are not alone. Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. February 18. Our paths are our own. There was nothing left for us but to pick up the simple kit of spiritual tools laid at our feet. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 25. My first attempt at the steps was one of obligation and necessity, which resulted in a deep feeling of discouragement in the face of all those adverbs courageously, completely, humbly, directly, and only. I considered Bill W. fortunate to have gone through such a major, even sensational spiritual experience. I had to discover as time went on that my path was my own. After a few 24 hours in the AA fellowship, thanks especially to the sharing of members in the meetings, I understood that everyone gradually finds his or her own pace in moving through the steps. Through progressive means, I try to live according to these suggested principles. As a result of these steps, I can say today that my attitude towards life, people, and towards anything having to do with God has been transformed and improved. Fair use. Courage to change one day at a time in Al Anon. February 18. Daily practice of the Al Anon program is helping me to become more tolerant of other people. For example, when I take my own inventory and examine my motives, I recognize the same shortcomings I once eagerly pointed out in others. It is easier to accept the limitations of others when I acknowledge my own. I see now that my thinking has often been distorted, my behavior inconsistent. If my perceptions of myself have been so inaccurate, how reliable can my perceptions of others be? I really don't know what anyone else should think, feel, or do. Therefore, I can no longer justify intolerance. Regular, dedicated practice of the principles of the program keeps me feeling good about myself. This permits me to be increasingly open minded and considerate toward everyone in my life. Today's reminder: all Al Anon meetings, fellowship steps, traditions, and literature will help me to improve my ability to relate to others. I will renew my commitment to recovery today. An earnest and concentrated study of the Al Anon program in depth will help us to become more tolerant, confident, and loving, teaching us to accept the faults of others as we seek to correct shortcomings in ourselves. The dilemma of the alcoholic marriage. Fair use. Just for today, daily meditations for recovering addicts. February 18, the Recovery Partnership. As long as I take it easy and make a commitment with my higher power to do the best I can, I know I will be taken care of today. Many of us feel that our fundamental commitment in recovery is to our higher power. Knowing that we lack the power to stay clean and find recovery on our own, we enter into a partnership with a power greater than we are. We make a commitment to live in the care of our higher power, and in return, our higher power guides us. This partnership is vital to staying clean. Making it through the early days of recovery often feels like the hardest thing we've ever done. But the strength of our commitment to recovery and the power of God's care is sufficient to carry us through just for today. Our part in this partnership is to do the very best we can each day, showing up for life and doing what's put in front of us, applying the principles of recovery to the best of our ability. We promise to do the best we can, not fake it, not to pretend to be superhuman, but simply to do the footwork of recovery. In fulfilling our part of the recovery partnership, we experience the care our higher power has provided us. Just for today, I will honor my commitment to a partnership with my higher power. Use today, Emotions Anonymous, February 18. Reflection for today. As I attempt to live the 12-step program, I find my focus redirected from the crippling effects of negative feelings and begin to see myself as part of a larger world. No longer must I exaggerate my self importance or diminish my self worth in my relationship with others. I am growing in my ability to recognize reality, and I am beginning to feel good about my part in the real world. Meditation for today. Remind me that my program offers me a blueprint for positive action. Today I will remember life can be a prison if I lock myself away from others and dwell on my own negativity. Fair use. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. February 18. Abandonment. If the family withdraws support, this might feel new, but in reality, the abandonment has always been there. BRB, Big Red Book, page 406. On our journey in ACA, at some point we realized we were alone again. We had always felt this way, but never allowed ourselves to face the truth. As we make space for our higher power, we allow the fear and pain to pass through us. We begin to see that the universe is a safe place for us, and that by facing our loneliness, we can become whole. We take this inward journey with the help of our sponsors and fellow travelers who have done so before us and who can share their experience, strength, and hope. We let our dysfunctional families fade in the distance and we move into new, healthier relationships where we get our needs met. We stop trying to replace our parents with people who wear different masks. Although such relationships might temporarily feel good, they soon come crashing down as we see them for what they are: ugly, messy, and codependent. We realize we may slide back once in a while because recovery is rarely a straight line, but we are learning to pull out of our nosedives faster and with more grace. There is no need to go down with the ship anymore. The affirmation reads, on this day, I will allow that which is dead to be what it is. I will take whatever time I need to fully grieve and then move on. DHB, Devotion, Health, and Beauty Recovery Network. Daily affirmations, reflections, devotions, and meditations read by me. Day. Like, subscribe, and share. But most of all, be the you that you are created to be, one day at a time.